friends. This week we studied in 1 Corinthians chapter 8. What a powerful chapter that was. Paul was addressing their concerns about eating food sacrificed to idols or not. Was that right or wrong? And some with superior knowledge had said that, hey, we know that idols are nothing, and therefore we can eat any food sacrificed to them, of course. But by their knowledge, they were hurting those people whose consciences were weaker and they didn't have the knowledge that the stronger believers had. So in hurting the weaker believers, they were destroying the message of the cross. And so Paul responded to these stronger believers in a way they probably were not expecting. So their question to him was simply this: who is right on this issue? Do we have the right to eat the food or not? And Paul answered, wrong question. The question is not who's right, but rather how can I display the cross? He then just clearly stated to them that whoever exercises their freedoms at the expense of other people is sinning against Christ. From this, we can understand that the only way to live and grow in the gospel is to see the cross and to line our lives up with the cross. So at the cross, we see Jesus laying down his rights, giving up his freedoms. He's not clinging to them. He's dying out of love for you and me. His love drove him clear to death. His desire to save us was so strong. Jesus said in John 10:17 and 18, "The Father loves me because I sacrifice my life, so I may take it back again. No one can take my life from me. I sacrifice it voluntarily, for I have authority to lay it down when I want to, and also to take it up again. For this is what my Father has commanded." And John 13, verse 1 tells us precisely why Jesus would go this far for us. It says he had loved his disciples during his ministry on earth, and now he loved them to the very end. He loved you to the very end of his life, the very end of the law for righteousness, the very end of God's wrath, the very end of the fulfillment of the entire Old Testament. The way to live and grow in the gospel is to willingly sacrifice our rights and freedoms, even our very lives if necessary, out of love for people. For Christianity is not as much about being right as it is displaying the cross before the eyes of people, that our love might draw them to see him who loved them to death and back. Timothy Keller said on his December 16, 2021 Facebook post, "If Christianity is really true, it will be offending and correcting you somewhere."